So yes guys, that's the Ogle Airport straight ahead. And like we said, the government has just announced that they're going to build a new terminal, Terminal 2 at Timehri Airport. And we'll probably make a return visit there soon to see what changes have occurred or happened to the Marriott, the Courtyard Marriott that's being constructed at Timehri Airport, Chedijagan Airport. So Chedijagan Airport is going to have a Terminal 2. I remember the last time I did a review of Chedijagan Airport, I explained how the only plausible solution is to tear down what is there right now and build a new terminal, or to build a Terminal 2. I think the government has heard and they've now announced that they're going to build a Terminal 2 at Timehri. They probably need to do the same here, and we're waiting to see whether in fact all this clearing of land, so they've cleared a lot of land in front of the airport, the entrance of the airport, if they can use that land to build a new terminal, building here at Timehri, at Ogle. That would be a start, because what is there right now is just like a bus terminal. We've seen that in the previous video, but this is what's happening here at the bypass road. Now this section seems to be much wider. So where we're coming from, remember I said it looked like 3 lanes, right? That's looking back where we're coming from. It's getting wider. At this point, it looks more like it's turning into 4 lanes. But I guess there's going to be an interchange here, because as you get to the point where you connect to the bypass, right? The bypass begins here, because we're still on the airport road route. So this is the route that takes us to the airport. I don't know if you can see it in this video, but there's a fair amount of fog that is sitting on the ground, low-lying fog that is sitting close to the ground here at Ogle. It's kind of unusual, because I think Guyana is not really known for fog, for heavy, thick fog. We're in the tropics. But once or twice a year at the start of the rainy season, there's so much humidity that it condenses in the air very close to the ground, and you get fog. So some fog sitting in the air, and you'd notice that, I guess, early in the mornings for the past month or so, the month of October. But this is what you can see. It's now wider here. It's at least 4 lanes, 5 lanes wide. And this is a point at which it connects to the bypass. So that's the Ogle Airport on the west side of this road. And I suppose what's going to happen is they're going to make an exit, like a off-ramp that allows you to go to Ogle. Probably should be on from both sides. Remember, in Guyana we drive on the left-hand side of the road, so any kind of exit will have to be crossing the lanes, crossing the northbound lanes. Any kind of exit for traffic heading south will require them to cross the northbound lane. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, how they solve this problem in future, right? How they solve the problem of exiting traffic to the airport. But it seems as if the land is being prepared over there for some major construction. All that white sand is actually in the foreground of the airport, and that seems to be being prepared for some major construction. Now straight ahead, that is the new AC Marriott Hotel. We've covered that in a few previous videos. I'm going to take a look at it again at the end of this video. But here is what is being done to connect the airport road with the new bypass road. So I guess this section is now covered with red clay sand, is the piece that connects the new airport road. All right, this is the road that comes in from the east coast, Rupert Craig Highway, and it has been widened and covered with rock chips up to this point, where they're now building a connection to the bypass. Now, those of you who've been following this channel have seen the development of this road from the very beginning, when they were just piles of sand before they built any of these culverts. Remember crossing that bridge, there was a sign there showing you that the Indian government was responsible for building this road. All right, now, of course, it's connected. It seems as if there are people who are already driving onto this bypass road. So now it's been connected, right? That's where we come from. That's where we've come from. It's now connected to the bypass. In previous video, we saw how this culvert was constructed. This is the large culvert constructed to connect these canals. Like I repeat in previous videos, all of this land was plantation, sugar plantation land. And so by building a road through this plantation, they've had to bridge all of these canals, and they want to do it without interrupting the drainage system, which is the canals. Now here is their exit to Ogle Airport. So this wide exit is for traffic heading south or heading north. So traffic coming straight ahead, because we drive on the left hand side in Guyana, traffic coming to the north will be able to exit at this junction to get into Ogle Airport. And you can see straight ahead, that's Ogle Airport. All right, straight ahead is the Ogle Airport. It's a very tiny regional airport now. It's now international, serves small jets commuting to the Caribbean, and major intercontinental flights land at Timeri at the Chedijagan International Airport. So this is what's happening here, guys. This is Ogle's east coast, the bypass road. That is where the road connects to and exits to Ogle Airport. And this is where it is, how far the construction has come. We've walked from close to the train line all the way to this point, which is the Ogle Airport inlet or exit. Now what has happened in this neck of the woods is they've been building, I don't know what this is, I promise to investigate it closer, but this apparently is either residential or commercial building that has been constructed in the last couple of years. You can see apparently this road has already been connected, because a fair amount of traffic is now trying to use the road. I think in 5 miles or so you'll be able to get to Eccles from here, and eventually I will make that journey so you can see what it looks like, the connection looks like. But here we are. Right, this is the center divide. Interesting that they've made it as wide as this. Again, the reason why the center divide was supposed to be wide as it is on Heroes Highway is that the previous government had planned for it to be a right-of-way, a reserve for a train line. So if that is the idea behind making this center divide wide, I would commend it, but I have no idea what the government is doing here, because it's so inconsistent. if this is going to be a train line which is supposed to connect the city, that is Georgetown, with the airport and with the Timeri airport, then it should be consistent. The width of it should be consistent, and it should be built in such a way that it reserves the right of way. But we haven't seen that yet, so we're still waiting to see what this works out to be. But it seems as if they have built a very wide center divide here with a curb. It's a very high curb. Again, the curb height is inconsistent because the curb, right, I'm calling this the curb. This is what I'm calling the curb. This is at least a foot high. When you compare it to the curb at the center of Heroes Highway, it's a different height. It's more like 6 inches high. This is the kind of inconsistency that I'm always harping about and people seem not to understand. But there has to be standards, and they have to be consistent across the country and throughout the road networks. So we're going to wait and see what turns up here, what this is turning out to be. Whether in fact this is a reserve for like another mass transit system. But it seems to be quite wide to be simply a center divide between the two lanes. Right, it seems as if it's itself a three-lane highway. They've reserved about 3 lanes to create this center divide. So I have no idea what's going on, but we will see eventually what turns up, what the designers have in mind when they decided to construct this highway. But that's what's happening here, guys. Straight ahead, that is the Marriott Hotel. Sorry, the AC Marriott. Don't know what AC stands for. Some of you can probably tell me if you know in the comments. But this is the AC Marriott at Ogle. And this fog that I seem to be experiencing smells like smoke. So what I'm smelling right now is smoke, not really fog, so I can't tell you where it's coming from. That's an airplane taking off from Ogle Airport, which means it's straight off of the runway. That's it, guys. That's what's happening in this neck of the woods with the widening of the Ogle Airport Road and the connection to the East Coast Bypass, which is where we are right now. Want to see more content like this? Click like and subscribe. In the comments below, tell me what you think about the progress so far on this bypass, East Coast Bypass Road and the Ogle Airport Road, widening of the Ogle Airport Road, and about this very, very wide center divide. Why would they reserve so much of land here in the center of the 2 lanes? What do they intend to do with it? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Share this video with friends and family around the world. Let people know what's happening in the fastest growing economy in the world, Guyana. Later!